Hi, I'm Jaguar, and this video is all about UI scripting for Reflex. Reflex is a super shiny and awesome arena FPS game currently in development, mid-alpha right now to be precise, and available on Steam Early Access. It's about £7 here in the UK, and I believe $10 in America. Your price may vary. Cough if you're in Australia. Cough. If it at all looks appealing to you, I highly recommend you try it. You can always get a refund through Steam. If it isn't your cup of tea, you might well like it. Watch some of my videos on my channel to get an idea of what it's like. There's different game modes, all sorts. It's pretty cool. So this video is aimed at new players who might not be familiar with the procedures involved in installing and configuring these kind of mods. Not necessarily mods, depending on how you want to define it. These are really scripts. And some assets as well, but essentially you're modifying the game, so to my mind they're mods. So it might seem kind of intimidating, I think, to some. Some people probably just ignore that whole side of the game, or any game, like mods for Minecraft, that kind of thing. People just stick with vanilla for the sake of simplicity. Hopefully I will demonstrate that actually it's pretty simple to install new widgets and HUDs. And they can be extremely helpful, like Kovac's like visual speedometer, so you don't have to read a number. It gives you like a color-based indication of your speed. The Reflex run acceleration meter, I don't know who made that, but it's really useful. Another thing that Kovac uses, it's in one of Kovac's packs. And I really like Quarks's DP2 HUD. That's the HUD that I use right now. It's cool. So the major feature that we're focused on here is the Lua-based scripting engine. It allows it allows players, I'm reading from a script that I wrote, it allows players to completely redesign the heads-up display in-game. You can add or remove widgets for things such as displaying movement keys, speed, kill feed, and so on. Everything is customizable, basically. So if you know Lua, or Lua, you're off to a good start. So let's show you some examples. I'm just at the menu screen here, but let's just hop into a game. I like this server, the DDD server. If you like the race mode, you probably already know about it. If not, check it out sometime. A bunch of really friendly people play there. Some really fast races and some noobs like me. And yeah, they're a nice bunch. Some of the race maps, though, are not very optimized, so they take a while to download, even on a fast connection. Alright, so here we are. So it looks slightly different because it's race mode. But you can see in the top right corner that scoreboard, that's part of the DP2 HUD. You can see down on the right, you can see HT Prankster just died, he died again, committing suicide so they can start again. That is the Brandon's kill feed, which is very customizable. So if I go into options and widgets, this is a mod, Brandon's HUD editor. So if I load this, you can see that kill feed, I can move it around, put it wherever I want. Same with the scoreboard. It's really useful. So if you do start modding the game, adding widgets and stuff, this is just so useful. At the moment it's set to display everything, even if it's not visible. And you can right click, move it around, turn it off or on. Very, very useful. Oh, it's massively saves you a lot of time. Because before, you'll be in the widgets menu, and you'll be like, oh, alright, the crosshair, I want to, change it or something. If you want to move things, then you have to move it in here, escape, oh, it's not right, go back to options, oh, it took so much time. So, according to the roadmap, the next update, 0.47, will support a curated Steam workshop, and that will allow you to add and remove widgets by subscribing to them. So that will be awesome, obviously. But that ain't in the game yet, and 4.7 is a few weeks away at least, I would have thought. So in the meantime, you got to install them yourself. First step, well, you have to hit the official forums. So if I bring up Chrome, so there's a UI scripting subforum, and if you search it, you can see here's a Kurt's HUD, cool Kurt's HUD, called Kurt HUD. I haven't tried that. Oh, I've seen it, I haven't tried it. It looks good though. Down here you've got Quarks's DP2 HUD, that's the one I use. Kovac's compilation HUD, Brandon's in-game HUD, the kill feed. Those are the ones that I've just shown you. There's my effort of making a HUD for casting, but that needs some work. So yeah, hit the forums, have a look around, and download the ones that you want to check out. So for instance, DP2 HUD, all you got to do is direct download link. That'll be the most up-to-date one. Yeah, so download that. I would recommend downloading it to wherever you normally download stuff, and then copy it into your Reflex game folder for the sake of having a backup. Let me scroll down till I can read my script. Right, so really, you just got to follow the instructions, but if you get confused, that's where I'm hoping to help out. So let's bring up File Explorer. So my path to the Reflex game directory is C, Game, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Reflex. So from the main Steam folder, it'll be in Steam Apps, Common, Reflex. It might be called something else like Reflex FPS, because I think back in the day it was called Reflex and then they changed it. I installed this game some time ago, back in, I don't know, early alpha. So it's called Reflex. I'm not sure about that, but I'm saying it just in case it is. So the default installation will actually be local disk, program files, x86, and then Steam in there. Just so you know. Let me catch up where I am on my script. Yeah, so what I would recommend you have a quick look at and get familiar with is the game.config file. If I open that, it's got a list of commands, and these commands are the same commands that you can use in the console up here. So the console key is the tilde key, which is the key underneath the escape key, if you didn't already know. Very useful. You can type in various commands, and it can be useful. So, and in the console, if you do save config Jaguar, or save config whatever your name is, or whatever you want to call it, then you can back up the game.config. Game.config is what is loaded when you load the game. So you could save it, back it up as a different thing, and then you can tweak it to your heart's content, and then load config will let you load. So you can have different, you might want different configs, for instance, for different game modes, for instance, or if you're spectating. You may want to back up as well, back that shit up. So you can see I've got the default game config down there. You can see I've got DP2 HUD, Kaito's HUD, Kovacs HUD, etc. Now, if we drill down a little bit further, depending, you've got the base. These are all the packs, so these come with the game. You can see Brandon's got his with an underscore, so at the top, and I think that's Kovacs. And then you've got the internal UI. This is where I've put some of the custom widgets. That's like the Reflex Run accelerometer. No, that's the accelerometer. Was it Quarks? I think it might have been Quarks. He made the toggle widget script. Very useful. Thanks for that, dude. Now then, I'll link in the description some of these things. I realise now that I haven't actually written any more. I'm at the end of my script. But basically, if you follow the instructions, you can see, for instance, all you got to do for Brandon's ones, and for just about anyone, you just got to copy them into the right place. So, and then when you reload the game, they'll be there, and you can load the config for it. So, for instance, CovHUD. Let's join a different server other than a race server. Tell you what, I'll just connect to one of mine. Okay, so you can see this is DP2 HUD, and it's nice. And you can change the size. So for instance, if I go into the HUD editor, and I want the pickup timers to be smaller, I can do that. 0.8, say. There you go, see, smaller. Put it back to 1, bigger. Nice and simple. So if I do load config, don't know whether it's case sensitive. It ain't case sensitive. So this is Kovacs HUD, and you can see it's got that speedometer that I was talking about, and you can also see very faintly the accelerometer over the crosshair. So that's a really nice looking HUD, I think. And also, I mean, if I go back to mine, I've used that toggle widget thing. Oh, the sound's come back on. Actually, I think I actually saved. Yeah, I saved it. So I can press like P, and it toggles the speedometer. I can press another key, and that brings the accelerometer back up. I can press End to get rid of the whole HUD. I can press G and H. So I've configured it for all these, for various reasons. It's useful. And that's pretty much all you got to do. Most of the, basically, you download the script or the file or whatever. You make sure you put it in the right place, which should be the mod author, the script writer, will be very careful, I think, to make sure it's got the right. Totally fucked up that jump. And copy it to the right place. Make sure you know where your game directory is. And yeah, make sure you need to reload the game. It doesn't automatically check for new scripts, so you've got to reload the game in order for it to load the script. And I can't think of anything else to say. I think I've downloaded... No, I didn't. Maybe it's called something else. In fact, let's check. So we can go back here, Reflex. We got game, Jaguar, DP2 HUD, Cove HUD, Kaitos. Looks like I didn't download cuts. Not to worry. But hopefully you get the drift. I'm getting to the point now where I'm rambling, trying to think of something else. I'm just going to quit this video, or stop recording even. If I've missed anything out, then leave a comment, let me know, and I will either revise the video or record another one, or just annotate it or something. So, thanks for watching. Hope this has been helpful. I did the jump that time. And yeah, thanks very much. Leave a comment. They make me feel warm and fuzzy. See you next time.